greedier than taking the fruits of your labor. And I don't know how best to describe government gluttony. This is not about government revenue. The society is not about government revenue. Good economic policy is not about government revenue. Even supply-side tax cuts are not about government revenue. Good economic policy is about raising your revenue.
Damn straight!
The money will be spent, my friends. The money that we all earn collectively will be spent. The question is, will you spend it or will bureaucrats spend it? I think you're better off spending your own money, don't you? Now, there's also a lot of talk about the rich getting a break. Now, you heard Congressman Klein and Congresswoman Bachmann talk about that. And there are 80 Klobuchar's running around saying we're going to raise the taxes on the top 1%. You know how much that raises at the federal level? Repeal the Bush tax cuts for the top 1%, $56 billion. And you can ask John or Michelle, that would run the federal government for about an hour. So when they say they're going to tax the rich, what they're saying is, the rich first, you're next. And by the way, what does it take to be rich? You know, if you earn $76,000, even jointly, a joint income, you're in the top 20% of income earners in the state of Minnesota. Top 20%. So when they say, we're going to raise taxes on the richest fifth, we're talking about you and your husband, you and your wife, making $35,000, $36,000, $37,000 a year apiece. Is that rich?
No!
Well, I got more bad news. That top 20%, 76,000 and above, according to the Revenue Department, pays 71% of all the income taxes collected in Minnesota. So let's talk about tax fairness and tax equity. The top fifth, the top 20%, paying 71%. Folks, if you believe in tax cuts for the people who pay the taxes, then you believe in tax cuts for the so-called rich. There's no other way around it. I don't think 76,000 is rich, by the way. And if you add up all of the state and local taxes, that 20% pays more than the bottom 80%. The bottom 20% of earners in Minnesota, how much income tax do they pay, do you think?
Nothing. Nothing!
They get money back. So how is it you can give them a tax cut and not the working people when you're the ones paying the bill? You know, why do they do this? You got to say to yourself, okay, what's in the mind of a liberal that wants to keep taxing after a budget that's doubled? Every time, greed, government, gluttony, ignorance. But enough about Rosie O'Donnell. What drives them? I'll tell you what drives them to keep raising your taxes. You still have some money left. Their goal of a tax code is not to raise the funds neutrally for government goods, for public goods. It is to redistribute wealth from you to them. And friends, when you hear somebody say we ought to base our tax code, and now they want to do this for property taxes, on ability to pay, substitute the words redistribution of wealth. That's all it means. You know, the housing market's kind of cooling. So just when your property taxes might stay flat or go down a little bit, along come the Democrats who say, well, I think we ought to start assessing property taxes on your income and on your house valuation. So let me get this straight. They're going to raise your income taxes and give you a property tax cut. That is, unless your income is going up. True. You know, in the final analysis, my friends, this is all about a moral issue, not an economic issue. Taxes are nothing more than the right to own yourself and to own your labor. We had a great civil war about that. The government has no right to enslave you until May 4th, Tax Freedom Day, every year. It's not their money. And the right to your labor, the right to your income, the right to your property is not an economic right. It's not a property right. It's a political right. No different than the right to free speech. It is the same thing. You know, Frederick Bastiat, the great French statesman, back when the French had statesmen, said the best way to make the law respected is to make the law respected. want something, they don't love a child. You got one group that's actually theirs. Then again, a lot of them don't know. But we do have a rendezvous with destiny, our Minnesota destiny. Let this next generation that comes after us, let them say, as Ronald Reagan did, that we kept the faith, that we carried on and did what we could while we were here